Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to HOI4. We are playing with Catholic Mexico, and good god that looks glorious. So last episode we had some issues, many issues. Of course the stability problems have been massive and they're causing us all kinds of additional issues, like with our political power. I mean, just to illustrate how bad political power has been in this series, which might possibly be the worst I've seen in one of our series outside of the Soviet Union one where we played on the elite difficulty, which kind of reduces your political power. Other than that one, which I recall we were somewhere around this time, we still hadn't filled out a lot of these. But just to show how bad it is, look at all these ones we haven't filled out yet. And we're in 1944. Not to mention all of those decisions we still have left to do, the fact that we still need to change up our conscription laws, and just overall, it's been a rough series with the political power. Like, it's been pretty bad. The political power, the stability, and manpower have all been major issues for us, which are really kind of stymieing our ability to really do exactly what we would like to do here. So a lot of people are now asking me what we're going to do after the conquest of the United Kingdom, if we're even the ones to do it. I assume we would be, because, I mean, shit, the Germans are having trouble just stopping naval invasions at this point, let alone being able to do their own naval invasion. I mean, they've had a lot of success here, guys. This is substantial, and I think that's because the Germans are so distracted on their border with the Japanese, where they are also losing. So the Axis, while powerful, has some serious issues. Quite a few issues. They're just all over the world right now fighting, so not able to deal, to focus on one of those issues. So I mean, it's the UK most likely is not going to get defeated by the Axis simply because of all the problems that they're facing right now. So I think we will be the one to conquer them. The question is when. So what we do after defeating the Allies will be largely based off of how long it takes to defeat the Allies, since, before we invade the UK, we have to get some stuff taken care of. We've got to fix the manpower issues and the political power and stability issues. Those all got to be dealt with before we can do an invasion. And then we might have to get like a little bit of a navy, just a small navy built up, in order to be able to do the invasion of the UK. So I don't know how long it's going to take. It could take us a while. We're going to need a couple episodes to get ready for it, and then, then we got to actually do the invasion, which sometimes can be kind of tricky in the late game, because they have all their troops in just in their homeland guarding all their ports. The Americans will probably be here as well, defending their ports. So yeah, we could very much see some difficulty, some tremendous difficulty on getting them, actually invaded and defeated. We'll have to see. We'll see how it goes, guys. Especially with our small air force. Our small air force is going to cause some problems as well. So one thing I would like to do before we let it play here is I want to offer them military access, but they won't accept it. That's a bummer. Because I was thinking if we did that, then we can get the Spanish off of all of our territory here. Now they should be able to move there anyway because they're exiled divisions, so they should be able to go back home. But I see that the AI typically has issues with exiled divisions, and they typically have problems getting them out of the territory. So we can't do that, unfortunately. Another thing we need to do is we now have some rubber, some excess rubber. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is start building more planes, because this is really what I want to build, is to get more planes going. And frankly, we haven't been able to due to the lack of rubber. So this will allow us to really kind of start focusing on planes a bit more. I guess these only take one rubber per. I was thinking they took two. So yeah, we can get a lot more than I was thinking here. Yeah, we'll just go and build this up a bit. And we still have rubber to play with. Do we need motorized? I bet we do. Yeah, I know we have a 1,000 here sitting in the stockpile, but that is not a lot considering how many of those are going to take. A lot of these factories are damaged here, so we'll go ahead and put 9 into there. And I think that should be good, because remember, when those factories get repaired, then they'll consume some of that rubber. So we do have to change up what we're trading for. I did already kind of trade for some stuff, so we'll just wait an hour and see how that looks. All right, so we now have a little bit of a shortage on the rubber. Let's just go ahead and get, we'll just go ahead and get whatever we can get here. And then the tungsten, we can trade for some more of that. And the steel, there's always a little bit more steel we can get from the Germans. And then aluminum. And we're gonna have to do this manually. One more. All right, so it should be good to go. It does mean we're trading a lot of our factories away. However, we're actually looking pretty good here. Let's go and get more synthetic refineries, guys. This is really what we need because they don't really provide a lot of rubber right now. And with each one of those techs, we get more. And I'd like to not have to rely on anybody for rubber. And I really want to focus on plane production. So we sunk an American carrier. So that was big for us. And probably an old carrier. This might have been it right here. Yeah, it's a very old one. And we're also engaging here, or they're engaging us, I should say, our submarines, which is keeping them distracted in order for our invasion to go. So the submarines are kind of like sacrificing themselves so that we can take Jamaica. I guess we don't have to send all these guys. We can just send one. So Jamaica's ours. So we finally succeeded in a naval invasion. Good God, it took us forever. We got it done though. We have more military factories. We have to keep trading for resources though, and I feel like we got everything we need outside of planes. So we will wait. We'll wait on that front. One thing I did want to start doing is kind of changing up division designs. We don't have a lot of manpower, but what we could do, each one of these is worth 10. Yeah, these are each 10 width. So if we wanted to change these guys over to 40 width, we could just change, and I know the equipment won't be quite right with the support units, but like if we took, like 5 of them or whatever and got rid of them, and I think some of these guys are, yeah, some of them are over here. It looks like we sent a lot of them over here. That's right, because I was worried about them getting sunk. There might be a few here. Okay, yeah, we can take the ones that are here. We'll get rid of 4 of them to get some manpower, to be able to change one of them over to the 40 width. And also, you see all that manpower got depleted incredibly quickly. That is because we actually, yeah, that's right, we have those invasions going, so we should probably wait to have them trained. But yeah, we actually have a very high need for manpower for our garrisons, guys. The garrisons are not getting all the manpower and equipment they need. Sunk another carrier, submarine, destroyer, finally starting to get some stuff done here, sinking these ships. And these aren't just port strikes too, these are, our troops out here. Do they have any more naval bases outside of these ones here? I don't think so. And we get a bit of war support, so that's good. And sorry about the loud noises. I think that was my kids in their closet. So let's just see here what we've got done. I did assign these planes as well. Apparently I forgot to give them a mission. I've just been doing great with the management of our Air Force. Netherlands capitulated. Remember, there was an invasion over there. I'm guessing the Axis have finally got some troops over there to deal with it. Yeah, it seems that they're pushing down from the north and trying to get that wrapped up. But yeah, the Allies had a lot of success with that invasion. Again, I do think that's because it wasn't well defended. Now we did get mechanized offensive. Again, we're going to just go and continue down these, and we are going to go down the shock and awe routes. With this one, I mean, we get some heart attack here. Tanks and armor gets up, which we don't even have tanks. And then, reinforce rate, you get that over here. And then, some extra organization, the air superiority bonus. I just feel like this one's far better. Some soft attack there. Recon will be better, which we have in all of our units. This one, of course, gives us many benefits, and some of these are to tanks, but you also notice that all of our infantry and motorized mechanized are getting far more organization than what we get over here for the all frontline battalions. And then, of course, we get the higher recovery rate, which is great too, because we're mainly using infantry right now. And then, of course, there's this one as well. So I really feel like this is the best route for us to go. So let's go ahead and continue down it. Looks like we're almost done with the advanced rubber processing, so that's going to be even more rubber that we'll have. Essentially, as soon as we're done with that, it's not got a heavy cruiser there. As soon as we're done with that, we'll likely, let's go and get these guys covering Jamaica now. Just in case, I mean, we don't really need to cover all this. They're probably not going to do any naval invasions. But we're mainly using other people's divisions. And I think what we might end up doing is pulling our own divisions out. Maybe accepting any further offers. And let's go and bring these guys over here. They might get sunk, but hopefully they don't. This is the way we'll do it. We'll make sure that they go here. We'll have to bring this guy here first. And then go on over there so they don't take the sea. Because obviously they might get sunk along the way. So the Americans might be in these ports here, but I'm not seeing any port strikes happening. We're also not doing any bombings here, so I wouldn't be surprised if the American Navy has moved to somewhere else, perhaps up here. We got the 1940 cruiser hulls, so we just need to get the 1944 one now. And then we'll have the holes done, but of course we don't have all the equipment for them. But we're gonna go ahead and get the holes done first. It doesn't really matter. I'm not building the older ones. I just figure might as well get the best one that's available to us, mainly for the range, because we're gonna have some serious problems with range. We got some far distances we have to go. If we were to fight the Japanese, you know, you got lots of distance to go. I don't know if that's the best route to go though, fighting the Japanese, because if we beat the British, and again, I don't know that we'll attack anybody after the Allies. It really just depends on how long it takes. We'll go and accept their divisions, and then we're gonna make use of them in this army here. And I don't know if any of these are any good. That's okay though. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take all of our own divisions out and just put them on this red front for right now, as we're gonna be changing these over to 40 width designs. Although I almost don't want to do it until we get the manpower situation dealt with, because every time we get rid of units, the manpower is going to go to the garrisons, because the garrison in all of this territory is taking quite a bit of manpower and equipment. So again, we're just going to continue going down this and get all of them, make our refineries as useful as possible when it comes to the rubber. For our factories here, let's go ahead and change a few things up. We're using a lot of steel for infantry equipment that we don't really need. You know, we're just trying to update stuff. We're actually using a lot, surprisingly. I think that's all going to the division designs. Let's just go to 10 here, just to kind of reduce the amount of steel that we're having to trade for. How about other stuff that we have? Artillery, you can change off of that. Support equipment, doing pretty good on that as well. So yeah, we can go ahead and pull back on this quite a bit, in fact. So go and pull back and just kind of focus on getting some of the other stuff that we actually need here. Those are good. I don't need to do any more of those. I think it's just really planes that I want to focus on so that we can make sure that we gain air superiority over Britain. Once we start fighting them, I mean. Alright, so that looks good. We still have a few more military factories to assign, but resources are such an issue that we will not assign all of our factories. I don't think that would be good. So we can go ahead and pull back on some of these resources, and then we should be able to get everything we need here with the aluminum. There's a lot of aluminum in the world to trade for, so no issues there. We are a little bit short on rubber apparently. To see, I guess we can trade with Brazil. That'd be enough to supply us for now, until we get more refineries built and get our refineries improved. So yeah, that's right. I need to change this up. We need to change where our ships are. I was sitting here like, what am I doing? I finished up the invasion of there. I know mainly what we're doing is waiting for stuff to happen. But we can go ahead and complete these invasions. So let's do that now and change a few things up. So first thing I'd like to do is let's go ahead and have these guys covering throughout here. I think that would be wise. We don't have to cover there. So you're going to go ahead and cover throughout there and see how we do on sinking any convoys that go through there. We could end up getting bombed by any planes that happen to be stationed out of Alaska. That's a possibility. We also want to go ahead and seize control of the seas here. So we'll go ahead and assign our ships there, and that will allow this invasion to happen. So do the invasion right there. We'll have to do a separate invasion here afterwards. And then after that, we can, well, we still have this invasion here, which I'm hoping I'll be able to do if we control the sea. We do. Just go ahead and knock these invasions out too. So go ahead and invade right there. Grab that territory from the Canadians. The French government returns to Paris. They probably shouldn't have, because they've already lost it. Maybe that was Vichy France returns to France, or returns to Paris, excuse me. So yeah, we'll get this done, and then after that we can look at doing further invasions here. Again though, manpower is such an issue, we don't want to have to fight anybody. We're looking to invade like undefended territory. But really it's just a waiting game right now, as we wait to get all of our problems fixed, which is really just going to take time. We're not doing this attack, are we? We are doing this attack. I don't know why. Oh, okay, because I have this invasion set. My bad, guys. We need to stop that. I forgot when I set the purple army that would send these guys too. Yeah, we do not want them to be doing that attack. That was silly. In fact, they could even push us back now, though they're taking quite a bit of attrition, while we are not. We are not having attrition issues since we built up the infrastructure coming up this way. We are sinking the convoys that are going to come over here and supply troops and supplies. Any new troops coming, any new supplies coming, we'll be able to sink some of those convoys. So that should be pretty effective. Looks like we failed this invasion. invasion here, so they must have more troops than I had expected, clearly. So let's go ahead and give them a couple more divisions now that we finished up that Jamaica invasion, because that's all we could send them before. So let's go ahead and say, stop your invasion here. Reassign these guys. And then just give I almost want to give well, the mountain troops are all up here, aren't they? Yeah, we'll keep them up there. Let's just give them some regular infantry that are just sitting around, I suppose. Which ones are these? Let's go and give them... There we go. So give them 5 divisions, see if that's a little bit better. We might want to go ahead and build an air base right here. I don't know if we can get it close enough. But this would help here in Alaska too. So yeah, let's go ahead and build up an air base here. Probably, we'll just go up to level 5, I suppose. And go ahead and tick this up to the top. Try and get it done. And we'll provide some planes. Of course, we can't even build new air wings because, again, the manpower problem is so bad. We should probably research the military police, continue researching them and improving them so that hopefully, I think we're going to get this next, so that hopefully we could get some of our manpower back that is currently being used for garrisons. Did we get the focus to declare war on these guys? We did not, because I'd like to declare war on them. But yeah, there's so many issues between the political power and the manpower. You can see the stability is no longer below 50% though, so we got that done. That's excellent. Let's go and attempt to finish this up here. Actually, let's do it this way. We'll send this guy over here. And then we'll have them do, after they finish that, we're going to have them do an invasion right there. We should probably, can they not be signed? They can. Okay. I was thinking we might have had too many divisions assigned, but we are good to go. Alright, so we did have something happen over here. One of our submarines got sunk. Yeah, that's right, because we're covering that. Well, we don't really need to cover that anymore since the invasion will not need to go through there. And we are having some trouble there, so might as well stop covering it, so we don't lose any more submarines. And yeah, we're seeing a ton of convoys coming through here, so this will likely weaken the forces in both Alaska and whatever's left here for the Canadian forces. And these are also troop convoys that we're engaging. Yeah, British troop convoys that we're sinking that I think are coming up here because this is the main front they have to fight us, is the Alaskan one. They're going to keep pumping troops here, and it's going to be negative overall because they're just going to be sitting there taking attrition. So it's just going to make them weaker and weaker and weaker. So not bad, guys. It looks like I assigned people I didn't mean to sign. Oh, Lord, guys. I should have did this a little bit differently. We should have done the divisions from over this way. That would have been smarter. And we don't have anybody training since we, have, our armies doing the naval invasion. So until we get the naval invasions, we won't be able to train for experience. Probably a good thing, though. That way we're not taking any losses. We are losing army experience, I think. It might be going up now because of the exercising. Yeah. I was going to say, I think we were losing army experience there. Do we have these guys set to... Yeah, we do have them set to shift train. So we're training up all those troops. And we got the mutinies in the army again. What the fuck? Is that because we still have the modifier? Yeah, because we still have the extensive mutinies causing that penalty. So we do have to get rid of that. I did forget about that. So I guess we have to do this one. We have to do this one, guys. 80% chance of getting the good event. We'll see. We haven't had very good luck with that lately, but we have to get rid of that before we're going to have any success in any of our attacks. It's a pretty big penalty. Just to show you guys, division attack is getting hit by negative 50%. So that's really, really bad. Overall, this is just not gone well for us. We do have... Excuse me, I'm over here like stuttering on my words and shit. Trying to say that we have the operative rescued, the one that was captured. So that's great. And then I suppose we'll continue doing missions here. These are all against the British, and I want to steal naval techs. So let's go ahead and infiltrate their navy and give whatever operatives we have that aren't probably the same ones that we sent before. We definitely want to send the commando. And then I think, yeah, she's doing it as well. So we'll have the safecracker go. Yeah, all right. So go ahead and send them. Have it commence as soon as it's ready. And we'll try and infiltrate their navy. Let's see what we did here. Again, just thinking troop convoys. This is probably causing them a ton of casualties overall. It's a good thing we got our submarines coming up over here. Probably should have did this sooner, honestly. Alright, so he's got to wait for these guys to get the last 2 divisions here. And let's make sure that they're moving by railroad. I'm not seeing them anywhere. Let's take a look and see where these guys are at. They're not going by railroad. Of course they're not. Alright, so we'll have them go by railroad so they get there a little bit quicker so we can do that invasion. As for these guys here, they should also be going by, well, he's almost there. We'll have this guy go by railroad so that we can send them. And then after that, we're going to do a few things with the Ren Army before we do the invasions up here. Again, I feel like we should really focus on getting our divisions improved. We have all these cruddy divisions that I had for defense that are really no longer needed because we're not going to face any naval invasions at this point. So we've gotten this one completely done. And so let's see what we want to go with next. I think we should do the blueprint stealing because that's what we're going to be working on soon. So let's start with that. We'll get that one. Just kind of get some stuff to improve our operatives and their success rates. Just looking at our factories, make sure they're building stuff. And we're looking good there. And so yeah, just playing the waiting game. And hopefully a good vent will fire here. I'd really like to see something better happen here. Because right now we're getting hit hard in so many ways. It's just been it's been rough, man. It's been pretty rough. I'll be honest. Like I'm a little bit surprised here in 1944. Like I expect with like a minor power like Mexico to have these rough moments, especially like Mexico with all the events they have. I'd expect them to have issues in the early game, which we really didn't have that many issues in the early game, which is why we were able to get a respectable army built out, enough to expand our territory safely and protect against a possible declaration of war by the Americans. And so that worked out all right. And now it's here in the late game that we're having all the issues that you typically have in the early game. I feel like we probably have enough here to do what we want them to do. We need 42. We have 48. I suppose we can, again, we don't really need them to do any of this. Like, this is completely unnecessary. Because nobody's going to invade us. But we'll do it anyway. Just because, like, what the hell are they doing? Like, what are our allies doing? We don't want them through here, actually. You know, they're not really doing anything. So, yeah, we'll just accept them for defensive purposes. And so let's find these guys. And then place them into this army here. And we'll train all their troops up and stuff too, which I don't know if we're getting experience for that since those aren't our divisions, but it kind of seems like they're getting experience for it because these are the only guys that are training, and you see that the army experience is definitely getting a nice boost there. Now we're still losing it because of the extensive mutinies, so overall I think it is, yeah, it's definitely going down because of the mutinies, but we got the improved infantry equipment 3, excellent. So we are done with these until the 1946 Night Vision 2. Could get this, and we can start building mechanized. Yeah, I guess we could do that. I mean, we have all that motorized built, though. Probably would be wise to use that, but you know, let's get the mechanized. It makes, even if we just use motorized, it makes the motorized better. So yeah, still waiting on these other 2 divisions here. I don't know how many troops are here because we didn't watch the invasion. This time we will. Pay attention to it. We did finish up the blueprint stealing. Let's go ahead and see what we want to get next. I guess we'll go with this one. And then we can go with the suicide pills. But yeah, just getting some stuff done, guys, during this period of peace. I mean, it's not peaceful, obviously, but it's peaceful for us here in the North American homeland. Really not much going on here. Mexican peace offer. So that is a good one. Very nice. So that should get rid of, yeah, it's going to get rid of all the mutinies. We're going to increase our stability by 5%. And so overall, we have finally fixed the issues. No more events will fire. We've got it completely removed now, and things are good. But just to show you, like, look at our national spirits. We really don't have very many comparatively. When you think about the fact that it's 1944, and as far as we've gone down our focus tree, we don't really have that many modifiers affecting our country. Normally, you'd have a lot of like positive modifiers, and we really don't. Overall, the Mexican focus tree does not give a lot of modifiers, a lot of national spirits, which is kind of a shame, I suppose. It does have. I really like the focus tree though, so it has a lot of great stuff. I'm not really complaining, just noting. I feel like we might be able to beat these guys now. I think they're almost like they're pulling back, aren't they? Yeah, I think the British are pulling back. They didn't get invaded, did they? Because that'll result in them pulling all their troops. No, they didn't, but they did lose those naval invasions. The Axis continues to lose on this front here. We got the modern rubber processing, so I don't really feel like we need anything else here. We might go for fuel refining later if we need to. But for right now, we're pretty much good. Let's go ahead and get the improve the MPs. Now, I know that we still have a few things to get here. Specifically, the recon companies could improve the logistic companies, but I feel like military police is our #1 need right now. We are using a ton of troops, and we're to just look at that. Our occupied territories here. What is this here? Show countries that are collaborating with us. Huh. Is this something new? I don't think I've ever looked at this before. Yeah, I don't remember. It might have been here and I never clicked on it. I don't think I've ever clicked on this button before. That's interesting though. Okay. So, yeah, there's that. I never looked at that before. I've always looked at, any kind of, collaboration or compliance stuff through here. So just kind of showing, I had been saying how much manpower we're using and using these numbers here. This is how much manpower we're getting from the states. Early in the series, I was saying that this is how much we were, using for garrisons, and that's not the case. You got to look at this here. And so, like, if we look at like Canada, look at how many divisions of the Cav divisions we need to keep them fully compliant. Quite a bit, guys. In America, it's going to be even higher. 53. So that is the reason, like, just to show you guys like how much manpower each one of those use. 6,500 manpower. We have like 50 something of those just for the United States. So I mean, we're using a stupid amount of manpower for our garrisons right now, guys. That's where all of our manpower is going. Any new manpower we get, like, we only use 112,000 right now, although that's quite a bit. The other thing to consider though is the fact that, like, how much do we actually need? I don't even know. So I'm not going to build the cruisers without any modern equipment. I don't think that'd be wise. We need to get because then you're just wasting manpower, manpower that we don't have, and we can't even build ships really because we don't have the manpower. In fact, that's probably why we're not building any new submarines. I was realizing that they didn't seem like we were pumping new submarines out. That's why, probably because we don't have the manpower for them. Manpower is just such an issue. And we're even using pretty old submarines too. We haven't even updated those at all. So a lot of equipment still needed to get. Still need to get the snorkels. We obviously got to get the guns for them as well. We'll go ahead and start with the armor since it's up here. There's a ton of stuff that we have to get though. Luckily we have a lot of naval experience that we can use to get those techs a little bit quicker. And then I'm also going to try and steal techs from both the British and the Americans if possible. We got the infiltration of their navy happening right now. And did these troops get over here yet? No, they didn't. Where the hell are they at? Why are they taking so long? Let's take a look, guys. They're back to taking the damn railroads. Why? Huh. This is taking forever for these guys to get here. Let's just go ahead and launch it. And I don't know if they'll launch without the rest of their troops. Oh, we don't have control of the sea again. Yep. You can see that they have sent some ships here. To stop the sinking of all their damn convoys, which I guess was pretty wise in their case. What about these guys? Can they go? They should be able to go. So let's go and send them. And we'll get this invasion done. And then the Red Army will be done with invasions, at least for a short time, while we change a few things up. But yeah, the manpower is just so bad, man. It's just really surprising, though, to be so late in the game and have such power, and yet be so darn weak in a way. It's funny because we're kind of like collapsing from within in a way. Like we can't garrison all our lands. We have nobody who wants to fight for our army. So it's interesting. I'll say it's quite different from something I don't think I've ever seen anything of this in any of our campaigns on the channel. 20-something to 30-something campaigns, I think, is what we've done on the channel so far. And I've never seen anything quite like this before. So this has been interesting, just to be so weakened. Let's see here. What do we want to do? Just to be so weakened by the domestic issues. Very different from anything I've seen before. And again, it's interesting. We're not going to go over nuclear reactors. We really need to get these naval techs knocked out, guys. Definitely need to start getting some stuff here because we are way behind on naval techs. And even if we steal stuff, and we're going to go and get the secondary first. Even if we do have success in stealing some techs, or at least getting the research bonuses for them, even then, we're still going to take a long time to get a navy built. And that's one reason why I kind of don't want to fight the Japanese. And ooh, what happened over here? Oh, okay. I was looking at something else. My bad. So we can't do this invasion yet, but basically as soon as we get control of the sea, they should knock that invasion out. I think these guys are done here. Yes, sir. So let's go and get them moving back, and then we're going to be making some adjustments there. Although, again, I almost don't want to do it until we get the garrison issue handled up, because, yeah, it's just going to all go towards garrisons. I suppose that'll help us, you know, reduce the amount of factories that might be getting damaged. Other issues that kind of come about from resistance, which I'm sure we have high resistance. I guess we could take a look at that. I want to say I have it in here. Maybe not. That's compliance. There we go. Resistance. Look at that, guys. Look at that. It's just crippling us. Absolutely crippling us. Now, as compliance gets higher, obviously that'll get better, but also once we core that territory, it'll get better as well. And speaking of coring and stuff, we actually have political power for once. I kind of feel like we should change our manpower first, though. And the reason why I want to change the manpower laws rather than core stuff first is because we can't core this territory because we don't have that focus yet. So we can't core any of that. We can only core down here, and frankly, we're just not going to get enough manpower to justify doing that over just changing the manpower laws. So let's just do that first, guys. We'll change the manpower laws up. I mean, we're really not... I mean, if you just look at our manpower law, I mean, we're still on limited conscription. So at this point in the war, you would have expected to be able to have changed it by now, but, you know, of course, our issues is the reason for that. We did finish up the armor there. We're just going to keep on spending experience to get these quickly. And this is going to mess me up. That's saying decisions are available. All right, so yeah, just continue and sync convoys throughout here. Got the suicide pills, excellent. Let's see if there's anything else that we would like to get that we're actually going to use. We could use our operatives to root out resistance, but again, I kind of want to use them for other things. We got commando training. Might want to go ahead and get that. That's always helpful to have. We could also capture people a little bit better. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and do the commando training first. So any new operatives we get are going to be a bit better. The operation to infiltrate the Navy will be done on 13th of November. We might be able to do an attack here effectively. I don't know if we should, though. Well, there's not really anybody here to stop us, is there? Let's go ahead and do that. Let me see if we want to do it. Let's see how he looks. He looks good. So we'll do this one again. Sorry about the sounds, guys. My kids are being really loud today for whatever reason. They know not to play in the closet. They go play in the closet. And, like, the closet is on the wall of this office here that we're in. And if they play in the closet, which they like using it as, like, a little hideout, then it's very loud. So they're not allowed to play in the closet when I record. But they are, because they're children. And they haven't been in school in ages. Good God, man. This is... you know what's interesting about them being out of school this whole time? Is it's just proof that, you know, it's not our jobs. Where, you know, we both work in a medical location, you know, me doing security at a hospital and HiJynx working in a pharmacy. We both work around sick people. Let's see what we want to do next. Just go ahead and go all the way through it. So yeah, we both work in a hospital, so we were thinking that the reason why we got sick a little bit more often than most people was because of that fact. And I think we only need 112 to change this up. Here we go. Beautiful. All right, so hopefully that'll fix the issues here with our manpower. And I'm going to go ahead and start going down the national focuses again, because I know that there's, you know, some key ones we want to do. Obviously, we haven't got all the goddamn research bonuses. Like, we barely went through this tree, man. The national focus tree is huge, and then we had to spend all that time not getting anything. So yeah, I would say overall, it's been yeah, it's been rough. We can go and get the cores here. I think this grants us the cores, so we definitely should go for that. We don't even have to do decisions for that one. So yeah, that'll help us out a lot. Help out with the manpower. Should hopefully be ticking up now. We'll see. We are using a lot less manpower for garrisons now as we get the compliance higher, so that's helping. But still extremely short in manpower. Still sitting at 0, despite that fact. These guys are not doing that invasion yet. We don't control the seas. We got the commando training done. Excellent. Let's go ahead and get the interrogation techniques. And let's go ahead and take a look at this Red Army here. See what we want to do. Probably go ahead and get rid of some of them. Just delete them just for the manpower. We won't even change anybody up at this moment. Yeah, just get rid of 5. just to try and get some manpower here, and it might actually start ticking up now. We'll see. Let's go ahead and train these guys if they need training. Yeah, that's 46,000 manpower needed probably for garrisons or for our division. So it looks like it was needed for garrisons. 126,000 right now in the garrisons. Oh, good God, man. So we did get the, I think that's the last armor. No, we got one more armor left to go. And again, we're just going to get all these knocked out real quick. We're going to go ahead and get the guns next, the main guns. And then after that, we might go ahead and start creating the actual ships. Now, we could, of course, start building them now and then change them up, since we have the holes. So we could always do that. The problem, again, though, is the lack of manpower. In fact, we probably shouldn't even be building all these submarines. I almost want to just go ahead and... I mean, again, we can't build them because we don't have any, we don't have any manpower for them. And we are having some serious steel issues. Okay, I'm guessing that's from the resistance problems. Yeah. Rubber's good, though. So we're going to stop trading for all the rubber. Also, we don't need so much aluminum now. But yeah, really short on the tungsten. So all the factories are going to go into that. And I don't think we'll be able to get enough steel. Again, the steel problems should be temporary. It should really be a case of we're just not getting all the steel from our territory, I would assume. We can go ahead and pull back on some stuff. Let me take a look at the infantry equipment situation. Oh, damn. Look at this. So yeah, the infantry equipment problems is from the garrison, man. It's just, good God, man. So many issues. Can we pull back on, what can we pull back on? Let's just take a look. We can definitely pull back on artillery. We're doing pretty good on that. I'm going to pull back here as well. Let's kind of pull back on a few things that we don't need as much of. Let's pull back on these as well. Just trying to reduce the overall steel that we need. Yeah, I guess we can pull back on the tanks too. Let's pull back on all this. The planes are obviously good. We might even be able to add factories to them if we have. Well, we're short on aluminum. Never mind. Alright, so this is how it's going to look. How are we doing on the support equipment? We're doing okay. We're going to go and pull back on that too. This will result in less tungsten being needed. Might be able to stop trading for tungsten, period. No. No, no, no. And it is saving because we just entered into November. Alright, guys, so there's really not much steel to trade for here. I mean, we don't really have to trade for it. It's really only affecting a few things down there at the bottom. We continue trading with the Hungarians for the aluminum. Let's see how we're doing on civilian factories. Yeah, we are doing pretty good. Let's go ahead and get, I guess, more synthetic refineries. We need those. More radar would be helpful too for locating the ships that are going through here. I guess we will go ahead and build radar throughout here along this coastline. And yeah, we'll probably have to, because the states are so big, we'll likely have to build them in every state up along the coast. Alright, so that looks good. And then we can also do it up along here if we wanted to, but let's just do this one right here for now, and then get more synthetic refineries again, because I just don't want to build or have to trade anymore for rubber, and I want lots of rubber. This will probably be enough. We probably won't have to build any more after that. So we can take a look at the infrastructure and seeing if that will increase our steel production anywhere. Again, we're probably not getting much steel from any of these provinces. Yeah, I assume we're not, because of the very, very high resistance. Get some steel there. Overall, not much resources to get throughout our territory here. Did we build this one up? Can we not build that one up? Why not? Huh, seems that we lost the territory here to here. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, because this used to be under our control. I think that's why we lost. Yeah. Alright, so they won't give us these two. So this should fix our aluminum issues. I was wondering what was going on with the aluminum, guys. And yeah, so this is back in our hands. So that'll fix the aluminum problems. That's what was going on there. I was wondering how we got so short on the aluminum. So that's going to help us out quite a bit. Let's go and pull back on that since we're not getting everything that we need there. But yeah, just problems galore, man. Problems galore. Manpower, even with the change here, is obviously we still got to get it built up. But yeah, that is still sitting at 0. Again, the garrisons, I think, is what is consuming all of our manpower. Very difficult for a small country with limited manpower to do the garrisons. This is going to help a lot. let's keep on getting these. And so, yeah, we're kind of limited on what we could do here because of the problems. And we could even get rid of more of these, I suppose, just to see if we can't, again, just try and fix some of these issues here. We're going to go and another 5 of them. How many do we have? We have 19. So let's get rid of 9. Just leave 10 for right now. That'll free up a little bit of manpower. That'll, again, probably go to the garrisons. Yep. We are now up to almost 200,000 in garrisons. And, of course, that is consuming massive amounts of infantry equipment. Quite a bit, guys. I'm just shocked with just how much we need for the garrisons. Quite a bit. And this was one thing I was really concerned about early on in the series is our garrison problems. We're probably taking heavy losses too. I mean, if we were to take a look at that, like how bad the losses are, I mean, good God, you imagine that we're taking very high casualties. Which, yeah, look at this. This is what I was talking about, guys. So I mentioned this early in the series, that one of the problems with the, with the garrisoning is that you typically end up losing more manpower from garrisons than you do from war, which you should lose. I think you should lose a lot, especially if, let's say, you're occupying America. Then it makes a lot of sense that you would lose a lot. But this is extraordinarily high. This is ridiculous. Like, we lost, what, 100,000 manpower in the war? And we've lost 239 just occupying? That's strange. I mean, if this was how it really worked in real life, then you might as well just disband all your armies. You don't even need to fight in war anymore. Just let the militias and the guerrilla troops do it. The resistance, man. You don't... Insurgency can take care of it. You don't need to fight a war anymore because it's going to be far more costly. Now, given, as I said, it is extremely costly, and it should be garrisoning such a large territory like this. But this is insane, guys. Absolutely insane. Just kind of show you where we're at right now, like on a monthly basis, and it won't let me move this here. In fact, it looks like the game just crashed or something. It just froze up for a minute there. Huh. That's really strange. This is like going really slow when I try and make adjustments here. I think it's just because so much is going on in it. Yeah, look at that. Wow. We broke the game, guys, because of how much... Look at this. Good God, this is just over the last 5 months. Yeah, this is ridiculous, guys. This is not sustainable. Now, if we get the armored cars, then that will help. We'll take less casualties. But yeah, this is ridiculous. We are absolutely, like, just stopped cold because of this. In fact, it's so bad that I almost feel like we should... I mean, I really want to do this mission here to attempt to steal their naval blueprints. We do not have enough network strength right now, though. Yeah, we are in a really bad place, guys. I feel like we need to put one of our operatives on, resistance, like constant full-time resistance. Now, this is like extremely significant, guys. Like, we are like crippled right now, absolutely crippled. We did win here. If we could just get this done, but again, I mean, this is just more territory we had to occupy, so I guess there's that. And then let's just go ahead and have these guys attack over this way, I think. Okay, this is how we'll do this. They're gonna go that way. One of these guys go over here. I mean, this is just crazy, though, guys. Absolutely crazy. How much problems we're having because of trying to garrison all this territory. I almost want to, like, change off of civilian oversight in America simply because, like, it just... I mean, we have compliance only at 19%, so that's one reason. And I think this should help a lot as we get compliance moved up. But yeah, look at the resistance, guys. 86%. That is the problem. We have significant resistance. I feel like we really have no choice but to get operatives assigned to doing this. To trying to lower the resistance. And, like, where to go, I don't even know. I guess California looks like it's the worst that I'm seeing. Yeah, I guess we'll go after California first. Start over here. Try and reduce the resistance a little bit. And then with this gal here, we will go ahead and have her build up the intel network. And maybe I should have all of our operatives rooting out resistance just because of how bad it is. I mean, good God. I mean, I don't even know if we can recover from this, in fact. because we have taken such enormous casualties. Like if you look at our casualties from the war, 122,000. Just over the last year, we've taken 200 and what was it, 40,000 casualties from the garrisons. Yeah, man, it's just crippling us, trying to garrison all this territory. And that was one thing I was talking about earlier, is that it's absolutely crippling. And some people were saying that, you know, I said that I had heard that it improved, and many people in the comments were saying that it was actually a lot better, and that, you know, you don't really take too many casualties. But man, that's not the case when you're a little country occupying America. I'm just shocked. That is insane numbers. I thought they had improved it. And I know we don't have the hardness in our units that you get from like armored cars, but still, that just seems ridiculous, man. Yeah, it's just really, really high. So let's see. I think we'd want to do the anti-partisan one. That'll make our operatives even better at doing those missions. But yeah, we're kind of in a pickle. Really unable to get out of this position because of the garrison shit. So yeah, that's unfortunate. And the United States has decrypted our ciphers. We did make it take longer for them. Looks like we lost this attack, and maybe I shouldn't be doing any more attacks. I'm just really trying to get the Alaska front dealt with. I suppose we'll go ahead and have these guys move then. We got the mechanized equipment. Excellent. And I suppose we should go after armored cars. Change one of those cav up to armored cars, and we'll have to start building them, of course. We did sink some destroyers here. So the American Navy has returned. And again, having a little bit of success. Losing a lot of planes, though. So that's negative. But overall, I think it's worth it trying to get this American Navy destroyed. What did we do here? We sunk another heavy cruiser. Sinking a lot of their heavy cruisers. Heavy cruisers and destroyers. That's where we're having most of our success. And looks like we did finally do this invasion here. Excellent. So that has been knocked out. Fantastic. Took long enough. Let's go ahead and move these guys now over to here. Oh, actually, I wonder if we could supply them up here. Maybe. Let's go ahead and bring them. We'll bring 2 of them. And then this guy will move over to here. And hopefully he doesn't get sunk. So yeah, we got that invasion done. That means we could go ahead and start training these guys up if they need it, which doesn't look like they do. If we have any of these guys here, we're just going to go ahead and get rid of them. Just trying to fix the manpower issues. But I don't think that'll be enough just because of what's required of the garrisons. And the reason why the resistance is so high is because we don't have the necessary manpower and equipment to properly garrison. That's the reason why it's so tremendously high right now. And yeah, with this, we could go ahead and start building the ships, as I said before, and then we could just refit them. But again, no manpower, so that's not really an option either. Just really, really limited, guys, because of all the problems. I guess we'll go after the basic medium battery next. Going to get that knocked out. All right, so let's see what we did over here. We sunk a battleship. Excellent. So some successes. Another battleship and a destroyer there. Awesome. So yeah, seeing some wins here. Got another battleship sunk. Kind of getting that American fleet destroyed. Okay, fantastic. That's what I want to see, man. Some kind of win. We got the cruiser armor, the last one. So now we can go ahead and start going after other modules that we'll need. There's a lot of them. Obviously torpedoes, a few other things that we're probably going to want to get would be, stuff for our submarines. We could get the airplane catapults, and we could get the depth charges for the light cruisers. I suppose that's what we'll go after because we can use experience for this. We do have a lot of experience. But yeah, just overall kind of crippled, man. Not able to do anything. And this is what I was talking about, why I don't know when the series is going to be over, because it's going to be solely based off of when we'll be able to do this invasion in the UK, if we're even able to do the invasion in the UK. Maybe we don't ever fix the manpower issue and the access to it, because they are invading Ireland, though they invaded without a port, so they'll just get pushed right back into the sea unless they grab Dublin, which doesn't look like that's happening right now. We can't integrate some more territory. Is that what we want to do? Integrate territory? Again, just trying to get manpower. I suppose we could go ahead and do that. Let me see what all the options are available to us. So we can also integrate the Panama Canal, but don't get much from that. Yeah, I suppose that's what we're going to want to do, guys. So let's go ahead and do Guatemala next. I don't think there's anything else that we really have to do. Let me just double check. See if there's anything that will really help us. Yeah, this will give us another operative. I suppose that would be helpful, but that's 150 political power, so we can't do that. Yeah, we're not going to have the political power for this, so let's just do the integrations. It'll get us more manpower. A little bit anyway. it all helps. Anything to try and get these garrisons dealt with. Currently using 240, almost 242,000 manpower for garrisons. Good God, guys. How are we doing on factories, or excuse me, resources? Looks like we're pretty good. Okay. Equipment, we're stacked on most everything except for the infantry equipment, which again is being consumed by the garrison armies. Got the anti-partisans. We're going to get the next one now. And that'll make our operative here be a little bit more successful. Let's take a look and see if we can do the stealing of the naval blueprints. We can. All right. I think we'll have to assign all of our current people that are doing the intel network to this. No, that's the resistance one. Okay. We'll try and steal naval tech. Just because I spent the time to infiltrate them, I think we might eventually want to, again, just probably send all of our operatives at this point to maybe root out resistance in key territory, just because it is so bad. Good God, man. We ticked it down a little bit here in California. It was at 96%. We're down to 91. Remember, that does affect neighboring states, so there's that. But overall, yeah, just absolutely crippled, guys. And I think we might have to end the episode here. We did just get into 1945, and yeah, just a little bit surprised with just how bad America is. But you know what? I gotta say, like, again, it feels, you see every factory we have here is like damaged. But again, maybe, you know, I was complaining about the fact that like America should be harder to take this territory. But maybe that's the way we can look at it, is that it's all those armed Americans are the ones causing us the issues with the garrisoning. Now, of course, I know that that's not really taken into consideration. The only thing really taken into consideration, I think, is the total population. I think is what they consider for how much it needs to in order to garrison that territory, and it's very populated. So we can look at it that way. Is this that all these damn Americans, and they're just not accepting our rule. They're not happy about their southern neighbors conquering them, and they're causing us some significant issues. It's just again really limiting, unfortunately. If we looked here at how much we require, we still are missing 207,000 manpower. So to garrison all of our territory, they want almost 500,000. Yeah, 500,000 manpower to garrison it all. Facing massive resistance, as you can see here. We're even looking at a possible rebellion here in Cuba. Yeah, Cuba's looking at a potential rebellion. So that's not good. Not good at all. So yeah, we might end up facing a rebellion there. Just overall, in such a bad position, guys. And then we need 25,000 infantry equipment. It's rough. We're in a rough situation. So that's again, it's interesting though that here we are in late game, and I've never seen this before in Hearts of Iron 4. I've never had this happen. So I kind of, you know, it's obviously you don't want to have these kind of problems, but I also, in a way, kind of like it because it's interesting to have to deal with domestic issues in Hearts of Iron 4. Like, it's never the problem. It's always just about conquering your neighbors. But here is Mexico. That's exactly what we're facing, is significant domestic problems. So very interesting, and I think it's realistic in a way, in the sense that it would be extremely difficult to occupy America. Or any large area, whether it's China, Russia, America, occupying all of Europe, whatever it is, it would be extremely difficult to do. And this is we're actually seeing that being represented. Again, I feel like the casualties, though, is not accurate. This is like stupid, absolutely stupid. This many people dying, yeah, this is not legit at all. I mean, 100,000 dead in 3 months? Are you kidding me? Yeah, I can't even, it's so bad you can't even take it up. We have taken 291,000 casualties just over the last year, guys. That is how bad it is. I mean, again, I almost feel like we might need to change away from civilian oversight. I'm trying to get the compliance up, because once we get the compliance up, then we obviously face a lot less resistance issues. But man, maybe what we need to do is change out of civilian oversight and over to something that's going to result in less casualties in America. I don't know. Now, once we get this focus done, we won't have any problems up along this territory. So this is going to help quite a bit. It's Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, California, Nevada, Utah, and Colorado. So that's big. Once we get that, it does tick our political power down by 300. So quite a bit. But yeah, this is a ton of territory that we are not going to have issues with. we won't have to garrison anymore. So that's going to save us quite a bit of manpower and equipment. So once we get that focus done, which will be in, that is a 210 day focus. Wow, I didn't realize how long that took. All right, so once we get that done in 100 something more days, then we should have most of the issues fixed. But it's just been it's been pretty bad, guys, and really limiting overall. We have done all the naval invasions I wanted to do for right now. Eventually, we're going to want to invade like Bermuda, get them taken out. We're going to want to invade the southern Bahamas. Right now, though, keeping these here allow us to do the port strikes on those ships that are there and try and get those destroyed. So it's probably a good thing we haven't invaded there yet. But we're going to want to invade those two. Who has this here? Maybe invade the British's territory here, which I got from Portugal and the Azores. There is a successful invasion here by the Italians. Seeing a lot more invasions as the British can't keep their fleet out there patrolling. Eventually, I think the Axis might end up taking them out, just simply because the British have no fleet left. Because, again, I do think it's a fuel problem. If we took a look at their fuel, yeah, they have one fuel available. So those 200-something ships are useless to them. So I think that that UK might get taken out by the Axis while we struggle with our issues here, guys. Here in Alaska, I'm being very cautious with it, being very slow with it, because again, I feel like the main issue here is our manpower. We don't want to take too many manpower casualties or equipment casualties here. I mean, they're taking attrition, so we're at least getting some help on that front. But yeah, I don't want to, I don't want to waste any manpower equipment that we're so short on attacking in the mountains. So we'll first get all the rest of this territory taken, and then maybe when we surround them, we'll do try and do an attack there, and hopefully by then our manpower issues are dealt with. I hope you guys did enjoy the episode. It's certainly interesting, very interesting. I'm surprised. With just how this campaign has gone, how easy America was to conquer, and then how difficult they were to suppress, how difficult they were to garrison. It's very interesting and something I've never seen in a Hearts of Iron 4 series quite like this. So we're going to go ahead and end the episode here. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I do hope to see you guys on the next episode, and thanks for watching.